With the help of all their fans around the world, Icon for Hire has released their new album Amorphous, and it is the best album that they have today. And the reason for that is because their journey started about 10 years ago when they released their debut album Scripted with their old label. And if you guys have heard the story of what happened with their old label, they were not treated so well, and they almost lost everything that they had. But Icon for Hire has built this kingdom from the ground up, and with the help of their fans around the world, they have created a Kickstarter campaign that has saw thousands and thousands of dollars, thousands of people supporting them, and they have helped make this thing possible. And they were able to tour and have, killer merchandise and hire a whole team of people that helped them with the album and the behind the scenes stuff. It's all thanks to their fans and the love that they've built through mutual respect and appreciation for each other that they've been able to do this. And you don't see a whole lot of bands as appreciative of their fans as Icon for Hire is. And the duo of Sean and Ariel are the most amazing thing that I've ever seen, because you have the production mastermind, Sean, who is very good at the mixing that you hear and the production quality, and he does all the stuff that that is like behind the music kind of thing. And then you have Ariel, who is like, the focal point, the singer, the genius of the lyrics and all that stuff. She is very good at taking her pain and her art and all her thoughts inside her head and just getting them out there into the world and just doing it beautifully. And it's because of her and because of Sean who are able to just bounce off one another so well and just have this perfect duo combination that we're able to see the Icon for Hire today compared to the Icon for Hire that started almost 10 years ago. What I like the most about this album is the fact that Ariel takes everything that she has learned up until this point and just does everything from rap to rock to metal to blues to hip hop, you name it, it's in there. Techno, everything, almost every genre you can think of is in this album, because Ariel has always kind of blended into, those types of genres in the past, but they've never really been as powerful as in this album. And I really like the fact that Ariel has kind of taken everything that Icon for Hire has done in the past and just threw it all in there and just really put it on display in such a major and powerful way. Because everything that Icon for Hire has done so well in the past that has worked for them, they've just amplified it like times 10. And this is the first album that they've done where it's really their own. Like, it's like nothing can stop them at this point. They just went all in. And Sean and Ariel have even talked about the fact that they started this album really like years ago. And so like this album is really like years in the making, if you think about it. And their last album, and Ariel has even admitted this, was more of a transitional album to get to this point where they are right now. And I think it's really cool that they were able to take everything that they've done so well in the past and just kind of, amplify it times 10 and just make it so much more powerful than anything that they've ever done before. When people ask me to describe Icon for Hire, I always refer to them as a mental health band, because there's no other band that I can think of off the top of my head where their lyrics are so mental health focused and so mental health related. And anytime I've ever listened to an Icon for Hire song, I don't just listen to it, I feel it. I have emotions, and that's what good music is supposed to be, because Ariel has this really good, artistic creativity to her, to where her lyrics always mean something. It's never just, I'm going to write a bunch of random words and just whatever sticks goes out there. Like, she has thoughts in her head, and she is very good at getting them out into the world in a creative and artistic way. And her lyrics always mean something. If they're not good enough for her, then she's not going to put them out there into the world. And I really respect that, because a lot of bands have this issue where, and I understand, like, especially if they're signed to a label, they have this problem where they just have to get something out by a week from now or a month from now. So they just do whatever comes to their mind and they get it out as soon as they can, just to get it out by a deadline. Icon for Hire doesn't have that issue because they're independent. And so if you think about it, their album Amorphous was 5 years in the making. Their last album was 5 years before this. And I'm not going to count their acoustic album. You could if you want to, but I'm not going to. But their last album before that was 5 years ago. So this album was like 5 years in the making, right? So they spent all this time making the best music that they could, rather than just getting something out there for the sake of getting it out there. And that's what I've always respected about Icon for Hire. Anytime I've listened to their music, I cry, I tear up, I have emotions to it. which is what good music is supposed to do, and Icon for Hire does that better than anybody else. There are still so many musicians out there who pray and hope every single day that they get signed to a label. They want to get noticed. They do whatever they can to get noticed by a label. And Icon for Hire has proven why you don't need a label anymore. I mean, in 2021, I've seen bands make a living from the comfort of their own home. I've seen bands who have lead singers who have social anxiety, who have stage fright, and they have been able to make a living from the comfort of their own home. That is incredible. I mean, many years ago in the music industry, you would have never even imagined in your wildest dreams that you could do that. But bands like Icon for Hire have proven time and time again that it is possible to make a living, to make a career without the help of a label. Right? The only thing a label can do for you is really just give you promotion. The hardest part of being a band is your promotion, right? Because social media is a full-time job itself. And so as a musician, you got your music career, you got your actual music that you have to focus on. And then you have social media, that's another really a full-time job as well. And so combining and juggling those two things can be very hard for any band. So the only thing a label can really do for you is give you promotion. Other than that, you can make a living at home. You don't need a label to go out there. You don't need a label to tour. You don't have to tour all over the world anymore. You can just create a Twitch channel. I've seen so many bands. Look at the band called Halcyon, who has created a Twitch channel and made a living off that. That is incredible. So if you've never heard of Icon for Hire, they are inspirational in so many ways I can't even begin to tell you how many different ways they are inspirational to me and to so many other people out there with their mental health lyrics, with their inspirational words, with their just creative and business-like drive, that they have proven that they don't need anyone to help them, that they can do it with their fans and their fans only. And that's a beautiful thing to see. So if you like this video, you can follow me on Twitter at CrazyMusicDude for all my updates regarding my podcast in the future and my videos in the future. And you can just hang out with me over there on Twitter. Once again, that's at CrazyMusicDude. I'm going to link it in the YouTube description below. And also, I'm going to be doing full podcast versions on Spotify on every single album that I review on YouTube. YouTube, I just do quick versions of them. But if you want full podcast length on Spotify, we're going to go into much more detail about each individual track on the album, about how the album was made, about the production, the mixing, all that. So I'm also going to link that when it's ready in the description of YouTube. So yeah, follow me on Spotify and YouTube. I'll see you guys soon.